Today, dear viewer, we will not talk about the definition of the organization of Freemasonry, the goals of Freemasonry, the members of Freemasonry, or the symbols of Freemasonry. Woo! All of these things have already been known to us all, but today we will talk about something unfamiliar in the world of Freemasonry. From time immemorial to this day, Freemasonry has been known for its mystery and extreme secrecy. Concerning the implementation of its goals and plans, some of them have been revealed and some of them are still hidden, and it is usual that the Masons have their own fora that differ in different geographical regions in which their secret meetings are held only for the members. But what if I told you, dear viewer, that there is a place owned by the Masons and you can go by yourself to it at any time and even entry without membership? Do you want to know what this place is? So, pack your luggage, because you will go to the second largest airport in the world, which is Denver International Airport, located in the state of Colorado, USA. It is the largest airport in North America, and one of the airports that you will wish to visit in the United States with an area of 150 square kilometers. The airport's roof is similar to the snow-covered Rocky Mountains, attractive clientele, upscale interior design, unique architecture, beautiful isn't it? The designer must have good taste, and the description must have impressed you. So why did this airport make such a fuss on social media, and what did the Freemasons have to do with it? To find out, let us know the story of the construction of this airport in a nutshell. It all began in 1989 when a new airport was planned for the Denver name by the Regional Council under the direction of Denver Mayor Federico Peña. 2 years later, Mayor Wellington Webb inherited supervision of the project, and the airport will be designed by a designer named Curtis W. Ventris. In 1990, the foundation stone for the airport was laid, which is the starting point for strange events that raised many question marks by people. This cornerstone is 5 buildings that were built first. But one day the builders discovered that there was a problem between its dimensions, and like any normal human being, the supervisors had to demolish the 5 buildings and rebuild. But everyone was surprised when these supervisors decided to complete the construction of the airport over the 5 buildings that are buried to this day for an unknown reason. In fact, there are many who have asked why, but have not been given a convincing answer. Even before the Denver airport was built, there was an airport before it named Stapleton that was working very well, so why was it easily dispensed with? We all know that building airports is a very expensive thing and consumes a lot of money and even hundreds of millions of dollars, but the cost of Denver airport was much higher than that, with an estimated value of $4 billion, which raised people's question about the reason for spending all this money on an ordinary airport. Another thing that angered people is its location. Denver Airport is not located in Denver, but rather the airport was built in a place similar to the desert and away from the residential areas, 40 kilometers. It is worth noting that the statistics of the number of passengers from 1994-2008 amounted to 52 million passengers. And the airport is one of the most important sources of income for the United States, as it earns billions of dollars and is the 5th busiest airport in America, and also ranked 5th in the world in the number of its planes, the huge number of 625,000 planes. And the aircraft paths in Denver caused a sensation due to its taking the form of the Nazi sign or the swastika, and it is only 4 paths compared to the number of planes is enormous. It is always customary when building any place such as hospitals or malls to put a sign, or a distinctive statue for this place, and this is what the airport supervisors chose, so they decided to put a horse statue in front of the airport as a facade, and this horse bears the name Lucifer. This infamous statue was famous for its strange shape and bizarre story. This statue killed its maker. The city of Denver was commissioned to design the 32-foot-tall statue in the 1970s, and the designer is the artist Luis Jimenez. As he was about to finish it, the statue's head fell on the artist's foot and cut his arteries. He suffered Luis so much until he died of his injury, and later his son, his family and his friends took over the supervision of the statue. The story of the sad statue is not the only one that led to his alienation. This statue has a blue body and crystal eyes that shine every night in a frightening glowing red, and the name Lucifer was given to it by locals because it combines the color blue and Lucifer, the name of the devil. Although the statue was completed many years ago, it was not revealed until 2008, and this statue still shines in red and you can see it from a distance. Even there is a second nickname for it, the Devil's Horse. Attract the eye of the beholder to her and she will enter a place called the Great Hall, which is the same name as the Masonic Hall in the lodges, except that you will not wear their apron and will not be among the members. Perhaps you will sit in one of the cafes or restaurants located there. After that you will start wandering in the corridors to find paintings and writings in English such as war, violence, death and Arabic words such as peace. And among the paintings in the airport is the painting of the end of the world, where the painting tells you that humanity will suffer from many bloody problems and wars, and then the Savior Antichrist will come to save us and peace will prevail over us again. And some of these paintings depict human battles throughout history. A Nazi soldier, he points his gun at the innocent. A bereaved mother crying with her baby in her arms. Children of different races, pictures of weapons and knives, and allows the children to see these drawings as truly artistic murals. Then you will walk around looking for more paintings and you will find in front of you many drawings of green aliens with wide eyes and they are looking at you. Then you will find the statue of the devil or the gargoyles coming out of a bag directly in front of you as if he were receiving you in a sarcastic way. If any of us saw symbols or drawings bearing strange and suspicious meanings in a public place such as restaurants, shops or cafes, we will certainly feel uncomfortable and leave easily. But when these are placed things in an international airport where a person sits for hours waiting for his plane and looks at the symbols without being able to leave, as if he is forcing the person to watch them until he accepts them psychologically without awareness. The matter has a completely different meaning, as wherever you land you will find a new surprise waiting for you, and the strangeness continues at the airport. When you look under you, you will find many words in other languages engraved on the airport floor. Such as Dzit dit Gal, which means in the language of the Amerindians, the mountain that is white, which is the sacred mountain and is meant by Mount Blanca in the state of Colorado, as it is considered one of the holy places in the culture of the American Indians according to their beliefs. A belief in which the godfather of Freemasonry was believed by Albert Pike, and the word, Mount Blanca, means White Mountain in Spanish as a sign of the Blanc Mountains in France, the place where the Knights Templar signed their charter. And these two words were written in different languages, but they are very important in Freemasonry world. One of the strange symbols that still raises controversy is the drawing of Ag and O on the floor. Scientifically these symbols refer to gold and silver, which are one of the symbols of power and authority for Freemasonry, and also refer to the deadly viral hepatitis disease, which is a human development. So what is the relationship of the airport with this disease? The airport is the biggest mystery. If you go down to it, you will find their workers deliberately wearing satellite masks to ridicule. I asked more than one satellite channel to film under the airport and indeed before one of the officials there. And I went down from one of the channels, accompanied by the photographer, on a tour under the tunnels, and after the tour ended, the announcer asked the man, "Did you take me to all the places in the tunnels?" The man replied nervously, "Yes." After that, the announcer was silent and drew a fake smile on her face because she knew that all she saw was what the man wanted to see only. When she came out, the staff called her with alien masks while waving to the camera. After her tour, the announcer came out and said that entering the tunnels was basically forbidden and that the space under the airport is much larger than the airport itself. One of the newspapers wrote in an article for it. When we went to the Denver airport, we were greeted by several officials, then we walked and started to take a tour and photograph everything there, and of course we had a lot of questions, especially about icons, paintings and statues, but the officials had only two answers only. An unconvincing answer, and we are not allowed to answer. Airport supervisors still assert that under the airport there are only tunnels, but the former geologist Phil Schneider had a different opinion. Phil was previously working with the government and he is one of the first scientists to confirm that what is under the airport is much more dangerous and that many secret experiments are taking place under it. Phil revealed that the last stage of the airport construction was linking the 5 buildings with secret corridors, and Phil revealed that nearly 14,000 miles of electric cables had been lowered and placed in huge warehouses under the airport. And he continued his speech by saying that under the airport high levels of electromagnetic energy that displays for her personally. Some believe that Denver Airport is in fact a secret military base or secret headquarters to protect elite celebrities in the event of disasters. This theory spread quickly, especially when many of the world's kings such as Queen Elizabeth and her son Prince Charles and other kings and presidents bought shelters around the airport. Isn't it strange that kings buy shelters in a barren desert? There is another theory that says that Denver Airport may be a place for the manufacture of secret weapons, and another theory says that the airport is nothing but a base similar to Area 51 responsible for the experiments of aliens. Especially when rumors spread about flying UFOs over the airport, the last of which was a UFO that flew over it in 2018, and this led to a big question mark around the airport. Not only that the airport is located next to the North American Air Defense Command, which is responsible for space warfare and space satellites. Whatever theory is correct, the sure thing is that all of this is sponsored by the Freemasonry system. All of these things were discovered by chance and were linked with each other. It may seem coincidental or normal to some. Even when I searched for it, I thought that the airport was deliberately creating controversy to attract attention, but I left the most important part to the last. It is known that every airport contains something called a time capsule. This capsule contains the date of opening the airport and its supervisors. Denver Airport capsule contains the following. This airport will open on September 13, 1994. And when it opens, there will be a big secret under it, and it will be a message and memory for the residents of Colorado in the year 2094. The New World Committee. If you search for a committee with this name, you will not find it, and since such a committee does not exist, then where did the $4 billion come from? This thing made the travelers who pass by the capsule whisper among themselves with great astonishment. Denver Airport is classified as one of the haunted places according to people's opinions, as many of those who visited it stated that they felt uncomfortable entering the main hall and that someone was watching them or feeling as if someone had passed in front of them. And the airport is said to be built over a sacred cemetery for the Native Americans and their souls walk around the airport. Denver Airport is also classified among the most terrifying airports around the world. The strange thing is that the staff there put more than one sign inside the airport mocking people accusing them of working with Freemasonry. But when anyone asks them about the symbols or why they put the name and emblem of Freemasonry directly face to face, nobody answers. Now, back to the time capsule. In your opinion, dear viewer, what is the big secret under the Denver airport and what is the real purpose of building it? And why will the airport in 2094 be a memory and a messenger for the residents of Colorado? If you reach this minute, I will thank you for following, and if you like this video, please share it with your friends, maybe via WhatsApp or Facebook. And, see you later.